Hello students. Yesterday we had started with chapter 3 business environment, in which we had studied the meaning or the concept and features of business environment. Now, just to recapitulate, meaning of business environment that we had studied is that it is a sum total of all individuals, institutions, and other forces that are outside the control of a business enterprise, but that may affect its performance. Today, we will be starting with the importance of business environment. The understanding and awareness of business environment is must for every business, as if they ignore about the business environment, it can throw the businessman out from the market. So, proper understanding and awareness about the business environment brings a lot of benefits for the businessman, and the process by which firms monitor their relevant environment to identify opportunities and threats affecting their business is called environment scanning. Now, this can come as a one marker question also, that what is environment scanning? So, you have to write this answer, that is the process by which firms monitor their relevant environment to identify opportunities and threats affecting their business is called environment scanning. Now, one by one, we will be discussing the various benefits or importance of business environment. The first importance of business environment is that it enables the firm to identify opportunities and getting first mover advantage. Now, the children, what is the meaning of this opportunities here? Opportunities are the positive external trends or changes that will improve its performance. Now, these help the firm to capitalize on early opportunities. For example, Maruti Udyog. Now, Maruti was the first company to recognize the need for small cars in an environment of rising petrol prices and large middle class population in India. So, they became the leader in the small car market as they have introduced that Maruti 800, as we all know. In the same way, WhatsApp was the first application for mobile chat. Afterwards, many other applications came, but still, WhatsApp is number one in the mobile chat. So, what they have done, they have identified the opportunities and they have converted them in the benefit of the companies, and they got the first mover advantage. Second importance is it helps the firm to identify threats and early warning signals for adverse conditions. Now, what is the meaning of threats here? It refers to the external environment trends and changes that will hinder the firm's performance. Now, the analysis of these provides a base of information about possible future conditions that can be used to the firm's advantage. For example, on scanning the business environment, the Maruti Udyog company got the qualitative information that more foreign car manufacturing companies are going to set up their business in India. They took it as a warning signal and started increasing their production capacity. The Maruti company accepted the entry of foreign car companies as warning signal and increased their production to supply the cars without any waiting period to compete with the new companies. So we can say that the scanning of business environment helps to identify threats and early warning signals, which helps them to compete with the adverse conditions. The third importance of business environment is that it helps in tapping useful resources. Now we know that the business needs several inputs such as finance, raw material, labor, etc. to carry out its activities from the environment only. Now these inputs are available from its environment, and the business in turn supplies goods and services to the customers, taxes to the government, returns to the investors, etc. Now, business depends on the environment for its input. So, the enterprise thus should design policies that allows it to get the resources it needs so that it can convert them into outputs that the environment desires. For example, with the demand of LED or smart TVs, Now, the manufacturers are collecting resources that is necessary to manufacture LEDs or smart TVs rather than collecting resources of black and white TV or flat screen TV, etc. Now, they use the scanning report as input to make changes in the output which suits the taste of the present day customers. Fourth is it helps in coping with rapid changes. Now, environmental factors such as market conditions, competition, etc., are changing very rapidly and more importantly at a very fast pace. Now, in order to cope with the pace at which environment is changing, managers must understand the environment and develop suitable courses of action. For example, due to increasing competitions, customers are becoming more demanding, and it has become essential for business enterprises to adapt rapidly change by technological environment. Now, the fifth importance of business environment is that it helps in assisting in planning and policy formulation. Since environment is a source of both opportunities and threats for a business enterprise, its understanding and analysis can become the basis for deciding the future course of action or training guidelines for decision making. For example, now if the firm is anticipating an increase in competition, it will plan its policies accordingly. Let's say on scanning the Indian business environment, we find that there is a great scope for tourism industry in our country. So businessmen now are planning strategies to grab these opportunities. Various hotels of private public sector like ITC Group are making new strategies for the tourist. So in this way we can say that the proper scanning of business environment helps us in assisting in planning and policy formulation. Last importance of business environment is that it helps in improving performance. Now, the enterprises that continuously monitor their environment and adopt suitable business practices are the ones which not only improve their present performance but also continue to succeed in the market for a longer period. The best example for this is the Apple or the iPhone, we can say. Now, just to recapitulate, we had done today the importance of business environment, in which we have six importance. That is, first is to identify the opportunities and getting the first mover advantage. Second is identifying the threats and early warning signals. Third is help in tapping useful resources, then coping with rapid changes, assisting in planning and policy formulation, and improving performance. Now there are two questions. In first question, what you have to do, you have to write the meaning of environmental scanning. And the second question is a case study in which first you need to identify and state the features of the concept discussed in the above paragraph. Now you have to read this case study and you have to identify the features that we had done in the previous class. And in the second part, you have to basically find out the four importance of the concept that you have identified in part A. So I hope you are clear with the importance of business environment, and tomorrow we will be discussing the dimensions of business environment. Thank you, students.